speaking. It's my first time speaking, so I'm really nervous.
Let's give her a round of applause.
Today I want to talk about 100 stories, which is the theme of this event. 3 lessons and 1 takeaway. My frame, there are 3 elements that we talk about or we have experienced in life, but I'm going to use this to talk about my phases in life. So the first phase is fire. So fire was my crisis that burned through my life and made me do some life change. And next came stone, yes, ash. Because after the fire burns away, ash is all that remains. And now in my current phase in life, I'm in water. How did this come to be? I take you back to 2013, and at age 37, I was hospitalized for 3 weeks in the hospital. It was due to a gut infection, which was caused by chronic constipation. And why the chronic constipation? It was due to work. I was in back-to-back meetings. I barely had time to go to the toilet. And then in the hospital, the saga had just only begun. I had to wait 3 days for a bed in the A&E. So 3 days, the stress was tremendous, and I was suffering from a lot of abdominal pain. It was tremendous. This gut infection looked ordinary to the doctors, but it became more serious. They wanted surgery, but I refused. I said, can we try antibiotics first? So it was 3 days of pain, IV antibiotics. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of fear, because if the antibiotics didn't work, they would still have to cut me open and cut away sections of my intestine. Not only that, when I recovered from the episode, from that medical illness, there were invisible marks that didn't go away. The stress of that whole event led to psychosis. And psychosis, for those who don't know it, is a mental break with reality. I started hearing voices. I started seeing things that weren't there. So when the body breaks down, it is frightening. When the mind breaks down too, it shakes your reality. It shakes your confidence, your identity, your safety inside yourself. Recovery took a long time. It took not days, not weeks, but years. This was the burning point in my life. It burned away all the illusion that I could keep going, that I could keep abusing my body and continue with what I was doing. I learned from this lesson, from this phase, that resilience is not pushing through at all costs. Sometimes it is crawling out. It is admitting that I'm not okay. It can mean medication, follow-up, sleep, doing less, asking for help. Before this, I thought resilience meant pushing through everything. And after the fire, I thought and I learned that resilience can mean stopping, resting, and rebuilding. After the fire, when I recovered, comes the ash. So ash is the earth. Before the health crisis, I was thinking all I had in life was work and family. I was exploring options and possible transitions. But after the health crisis, the questions changed. What can I sustain? Where can I do good work and still be well? Those were the questions I had to live with. And I learned that not every opportunity is meant for every season. Most of us are taught that career is like a ladder. Climb higher, carry more, be tougher and prove yourself. But after the fire, I asked, what ground can I build on now? Not every door is one that I can walk through. Ambition can be loud, but wisdom is quiet. So I had to learn to choose the work that I could be effective, choose the work where I could breathe, and choose the work that I do not have to abandon myself in order to perform. I had to be brave, not to climb faster, but to stand on solid ground. And now, after the rebuilding, I'm entering my 5th decade of life. This transition feels like water, constant, moving, adapting. I still have many goals, but I've also had to let go of some. Some dreams no longer fit. Some timelines have changed. Some versions of myself belong to an earlier chapter. After quitting my job due to health reasons, I struggled with identity. Who am I without this role, without this title? Who am I if I'm not producing at the same pace? So I learned to prioritize time with family over work, health, and presence. Water has taught me to become, not just to prove. I also learned from water that resilience is the courage to redefine yourself. We are allowed to change, release new goals or old goals, grieve what did not happen. And we are allowed to become someone new without calling the old version a failure. Identity can move, deepen, widen, and find another path. The 100 stories that have been told here today, in this room, in other rooms as well, are the chapters that we carry. Stories of illness, recovery, caregiving, burnout, career change, grief, starting over. Some stories are public, some are private, some are still being written. When one person tells the truth about transition, others feel less alone. It turns isolation into connection. Resilience is not returning to who you were before. It is learning how to live meaningfully with who you are now. The first lesson, fire taught me to stop and rebuild. The second lesson, earth taught me to choose sustainable ground. And the last lesson on water is teaching me to redefine myself and to keep flowing. We pause, we rebuild, we choose new ground, we keep moving, we begin again. Thank you.